All right, ESPN graded the Detroit Lions. I think it was based off of, I think it was 30% roster, 20% quarterback, 15% draft, 15% front office, and I put the article link in the description. And also it was like 20% coaching, I think it was. And the Lions graded basically a D in front office, a D in coaching, a C plus in the draft. What else we have? Quarterback was graded at a B minus. Draft was graded at a C plus. Coaching was graded at like 68%. That's a D. The front office was 67. That's I think a D. And the draft and the roster was graded off at 67.5%. That's a D. So let's talk about it. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button, share the videos. And personally, you can't really grade a draft until like years down the line. Now you do have instances where you have dudes that have an impact day one and go on to be great players. Instances it was like which was one of the Clayton receivers. He dominated his rookie year in Baltimore, and then after that, he didn't have another respectable season in his career to this day. All right, I think everybody agreed with the coaching grade not being up to par. I think we all can agree on that. The coaching ain't been that good, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Game management has been, average. So let's kind of get into it, man. But start off with the roster. A lot of New England rosters don't look sexy. It's just a fit. It's just a plug and play fit. So I don't think you can grade like New England and Detroit rosters, based off of, grading the players and rating the players and, and their individual talents. You got to wait to grade them, as a unit. And that's the beauty of, that New England Bill Belichick system, even though it hasn't worked anywhere else. But New England, look, it might work, what Brian Flores is doing, in Miami. And obviously Mike Vrabel was having success doing it his way in Tennessee. He came kind of from that New England branch as a player and a coach, I believe. But the Lions overall ranked 25th in the league. I think Carolina, Cincinnati, Washington was a few teams that was, below them. As far as the roster, I can't really grade, especially defensive-wise. Just think, they got a lot of, plug-and-play talent for what Patricia like to do. So I don't think Patricia really knows how to, identify talent and plug it into a system. But, hey, we got to give him the benefit of the doubt. All right? We give him the benefit of the doubt and see how it plays out defensively this season. Offensively, offensively, the roster, man, I really can't call it. Stafford looked good last year, but the Lions have always historically looked good, offensively with their numbers, but their numbers don't have no substance to it. It don't hold no weight because they don't win no fucking ball games. And not just they don't win no ball games, they rely too much on Hanson and Matt Prater, the last 20 years to put points on the board. People point to, Stafford's yardage. People point to, what he's done, but he's a fucking loser. It's just facts. You want to blame it on Detroit? I don't have no issue with that. But it's kind of like people saying, well, Ezekiel Elliott got a great, great offensive line, and that's why he runs so good. At the end of the day, you can't fault him for landing in a good situation. And you can't, curve the scale and say Stafford a Hall of Famer because he fell in a bad situation. It's either you win or you lose. And if you don't win enough, you're not going to go down as a Hall of Famer no matter how good your numbers is. So when you look at this roster, it's going to be, can they put points on the board? Not just field goals. Can they put 6 on the board? And that's going to be predicated on, can they run the football? Simple as that. If they can run the football and they can put 6 on the board, then it'll be a totally different situation. But I have no issue with them saying the quarterback position is at 81.5%, a B minus, because not because Matthew Stafford not a good quarterback, they don't have no depth. Had they went to get some depth behind Stafford and drafted a rookie or something like that, a developmental player, Chase Daniels is straight garbage. People say, we had a good game versus the Lions, so the fuck did Joey Harrington? People forget that. So, personally, I don't have an issue with the quarterback grade. The roster grade, I don't think you can grade it on a regular scale. Who else would say? The coaching? I mean, come on. it was already understood. Also already understood. Don't need to be explained. Matt Patricia has failed, not in game management. He's been okay there. It's been all right. You learn, you live and you learn. But his social skills, his arrogance, his ability to coach defense has all been failing. They nice to have a 67 or 68% as coaching. He suck as a coach. I think I could do a better job than him. He can't even teach his D-line how to stop the run and play the gaps. Go ask Damon Harrison. He did an interview on it. He can't even do that. So, you know, his whole defensive style is just like Whack Arnold's. It's trash. It's ass. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need got this playing while he don't get no. But he got his people this year. So maybe, you know, everybody on his defense handpicked by him. Maybe it'll turn it around, and maybe what he trying to articulate and what he trying to teach, that the guys he had just wasn't willing to learn. Now we know Harrison, you know, he just wasn't willing to learn shit. He didn't want to be here. And guess what? You know, he's somewhere else he don't want to be. On free agency, not getting paid. Not on a training camp roster. So, I mean, that is what it is. You know, you had Quadra and Darius Slay kind of, you know, they kind of was rebels, you know, so he got rid of them. So everybody he handpicked is, you know, plug and play. So right then and there, I can hold off on the roster. You know what? I give Patricia the benefit of the doubt. I'll give Matt Patricia the benefit of the doubt. Because maybe he needed his guys to buy into his system. So we got two unknowns right here that could really change the course as far as how the season gonna go. We got the roster. It's probably better than what people think as a unit, especially defensively. And we got the coaching, who we gonna give another chance, because now that he got all his players in place, he got all the bad apples off the team. So from there, you know, GM, I mean, he already failing. You know, that motherfucker deserved like a 40% grade. He failing just off the strength of getting rid of Caldwell and Terrell Austin and bringing in Matt Patricia, and everything a regression. Now, if everything fall in place where they got the right picks in the roster, you know what I'm saying, and the coaching get better because he got the right people running his system, then we having a totally different conversation. Now we seeing that Matt Patricia might even put his name in the hat, you know, Bob Quinn been in his hat as the GM of the year. You know, what's going to ultimately bite Bob Quinn in the butt is simply going to be 9-7 wasn't good enough. That's it. Instead of saying we might have to take a few steps back, Lion Nation, and we might take a few steps back, but we're going to regress after we take a couple steps back, tear it down, and build it back up. People are like, okay, I understand it. I get it. You know, I feel what he's saying. But when you say 9-7 ain't good enough, but this year could be a comeback year. A lot got to go right. 11 guys on defense, they got to form camaraderie. They got to gel. Matt Patricia and Corey Udelin, they got to come to understanding that you just can't play prevent defense the whole game. You got to be aggressive. You got to disguise. You got to mix it up. You got to send pressure. You got to act like you coming. Drop out of pressure. You got to play more zone. And who knows? That's been Matt Patricia's MO his whole career. His finesse beta male defense. And as Matt Patricia and the defense goes, then Bob Quinn get his grade. Then the roster look better. You know what I'm saying? If they can run the ball and score touchdowns instead of field goals consistently, it looks better. So it's a lot of mysteries. It's hard to grade a team before coming into the season, but it's easy to get the Lions a bad grade because historically they've been bad. Every year you got these dudes on here on YouTube and the fanboys on Twitter pumping the team up, getting mad at ESPN, getting mad at Pro Football Focus, saying the Lions ain't this, the Lions ain't that, but we got to break the mold. We got to win. You know, we all can dislike Matt Patricia, but we want him to win. But the one consistent that you have here is Matthew Stafford. But once again, he may not be a consistent because he injured. He got injured the last couple of years. So you might not have him. But the draft, you know, 75%, you know, it's hard to rate a draft. I mean, Okuda looked like a stud already off his film. DeAndre Swift looked like a stud. Julian Okora is probably going to come in and contribute. Jonah Jackson looked like another Larry Warford plug-in, hopefully more healthier than Larry was. So you seem like you got a lot of good players that's going to impact day one. In some capacity, starters, part-time, partial players. So I like what they did in the draft, but once again, it's hard to grade a draft when, you know, it's hard to predict what them rookies going to do. Somebody might go out there and be gold. Some of them might go out there and trip and end up with being better pros down the line. So I put the article link in the description. You can check out what ESPN said. But they said the Lions got the 25th overall roster and the front office and coaching and all that, man. Let me know what you guys think. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you got business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video requests. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App, PayPal in the description. That's where to donate and share the video. Don't forget to check out the channel out, Goodfellas Sports TV. We go.